On the Ground, a video series by B-Clip Productions and Business North Carolina magazine that visits the remarkable companies that drive our state.
Today, we're heading to Fletcher, North Carolina to meet up with Barry Bialik, CEO and founder of Compact Cottages. We're learning how the mission of affordable housing has taken this company on a journey from construction to development to public policy work, and how their growth from the mountains into the Piedmont is keeping up with big customer demand for quality homes on a compact scale.
What it really comes down to, for an economy to grow, it needs housing for its employees. There's lots of companies that want to move to areas, but if they can't find housing for their employees, then they can't come here. So on the biggest picture, our goal is to solve affordable housing. I'm Barry Bialik, and I'm the CEO of Compact Cottages. There's many levers you pull for solving affordable housing, and we try to pull as many as we can, but specifically with us, it's through construction efficiency. So we're based here in Asheville, North Carolina, and we've built so far over 300 houses in the Asheville area, specifically targeted towards what we call workforce housing, which means it's not subsidized affordable housing, but it's the housing for normal people. We're working on expanding into the Triangle area, so we're currently starting in Durham. So our first builds outside of Asheville area are going to be in Durham, and then we plan to build all over the Triangle before we expand statewide. For more affordable housing, there's 4 different levers you can pull. There's zoning and regulation, which is kind of things connected to the government. There's land and infrastructure, which is just kind of your topography and kind of where your sewer lines are. There's construction efficiencies, which is just how fast you can build and how efficiently you can build and the cost. And then there's financing and subsidies. And what so many try to do is, for affordable housing, is they try to lean too heavy on just the subsidies. They're more like, well, if we had more money, we can do this. If the government gave us more, we can do this. But really, the true model and the true attainable housing will come if you pull all of those other levers. So with the zoning regulation, that's one that we identified, where there are barriers and what causes land to be more expensive, and how can we change that? It just comes down to, it's simple mathematics. If a piece of land costs $100,000 and you put one house on it, a house has to be at least 4 times the piece of land. That means you're starting with a $500,000 house. If you can take that $100,000 piece of land and you can put 3 houses on it, then you're starting with $33,000 per lot. And in that 4 times model, that means the house can be $120,000, so total you're at $150,000. So it's really just simple mathematics that if we could change the regulations and zoning to be able to put more smaller houses on smaller lots, we can help bring the cost down. One of the things I looked at is I saw what Durham did. Durham was really ahead of the curve and changed their rules in 2019. And what that's really done is, what I spoke to about bringing the cost of land down, it's really done that. So the cost of homes is lower. So what I've been doing is trying to lean on Durham's rules and try to help other people do that. So we recently just changed the rules in Asheville after a two-year process of going through and really, leading that. So we just changed that about a month ago. And then we changed it in Hendersonville, the city. And of the change here just in Asheville, so far we've realized that it's opened up 10,000 new building lots. 10,000 new lots that you couldn't build on 3 months ago and put a separate house on, now you can. That's huge. We're working with the Board of Realtors to create a training class for realtors for how they can help their clients divide their land. Anyone who owns property and a house can be a micro developer and help out with the affordable housing crisis. We've been a real believer of the prefabricated model, and it's very different than a modular home or a manufactured home. What we're trying to do is build the Lego set, build the pieces that we can kind of bring a house together in pieces and put it together rapidly. And you don't have the giant boxes going down the road. It's more like an IKEA set of houses. We've been a big believer that is the future of housing. And if we kind of specifically target that towards these smaller footprint homes, and then we help open up and lead opening up the inventory of land, we're creating the marketplace. So it's we're trying to create almost like a whole housing ecosystem where we change the housing rules. We help people divide their land. We have the housing product to put on it, and we're helping put together like different financing products to make that happen. Solving affordable housing really is our North Star. Pretty much everything we do, we run through that lens of how we're going to make housing more attainable for people.